Welcome to my channel Health for You. How to get pregnant with a boy. Top 10 tips. Are you hoping to get pregnant with a boy? Try these top 10 tips to help you get pregnant with a boy. Maybe they are old wives' tales, or maybe they are true. So, you want to get pregnant with a boy? Well, a few years ago, you would just have to do your thing and hope for the best. But not anymore. These days, methods from the tried and true to the downright wacky are anywhere. Whether you want a boy or a girl, there are steps you can take to better your chances. Of course, none of the methods listed below are proven effective, and some are just wives' tales, but what have you got to lose? Without further ado, here is our list of methods for getting pregnant with a boy. Known when you are ovulating. Sounds obvious, but when you are trying to conceive, you want to make absolutely sure. Ovulation predictor kits are now widely available at drug and grocery stores everywhere, and you can do a quick web search for a ton of tips on how to tell when you are ovulating. Have sex as close to ovulation as possible. Fun fact: male sperm are the fastest swimmers, but they also die super fast. Female sperm can hang around for a while and take their time getting to the egg. By having sex as close to ovulation as possible, you will give your little guys a head start. Say goodbye to ministry sex. So it's time to say goodbye to the missionary position, at least for now. Try a position that will allow deeper penetration, such as standing sex. You are on top or on all fours. The basic of this deeper penetration will deposit those little sperm guys closer to the uterus, giving them far less distance to travel and a better chance of winning. Eat like a man. No, really. For some reason, boy sperm prefer alkaline environments, which means environments that are less acidic. So, to increase alkalinity, experts recommend eating more red meat, salty foods, and soda. So, go ahead and have a big meal, girl. It's all for the sake of baby. Have an orgasm. Orgasm is another one of the things that helps produce a more alkaline environment that is conducive or to producing boys. This is highly prescribed by the Schettle's method of gender selection as well. Use the Chinese lunar calendar. Tons of people swear by this gender predicting method as it has been around for hundreds of years. It uses the mother's age and the month in which she conceives to determine the baby's gender. You can use the calendar to determine which month you should try to conceive in to get the baby gender that you are hoping for. Some lunar calendar experts says that this method is up to 99% accurate. Why not give it a try? Make your men wear boxes. Boys' sperm hate heat, so wearing boxes may help your men to keep things cool and breezy for the boys down there. Hey, whatever it takes, and remind your men no hot tubs and no hot baths either. Cough syrup. Is this a wives' tale or not? Some women swear by taking a dose of cough medicine before sex. Why in the world? Well, experts says that cough medicines that contain the ingredient guaifenesin can help to thin mucous membranes in the cervix, helping those little swimmers to get through. Many women actively take cough medicine as an over-the-counter remedy to help with their cervical mucus to get them pregnant faster, and now perhaps it may work better to conceive the baby boy you have been longing for. Check the moon. This one is definitely an old wives' tale, but the legend is having sex on the night of a quarter moon guarantees a boy. So take your calendars, check the lunar phase, and look for a quarter moon. Make your man drink coffee. Some people swear that you can increase your chances of getting pregnant with a boy by having your man down a cup of coffee before sex. Maybe the caffeine gets those little guys swimming faster. There you have it, ladies. Our top 10 tricks to getting pregnant with a boy. Will they work? Who knows, but they will sure be fun to try. How to get pregnant with a boy naturally. Are you hoping to get pregnant with a boy? While natural methods for gender selection can never guarantee the result you wish for, this article summarizes the available methods for swaying the odds. In fact, when your preference is for a boy, Mother Nature has already given you a slight advantage. Worldwide, approximately 105 baby boys are born to every 100 girls. Many of the methods for trying to conceive a boy are also better for your overall fertility than the methods for having a girl, and shouldn't make it more difficult for you to conceive in the first place. Dr. Schuetl's method for a boy. Dr. Schuetl's method has probably been the world's most widely used gender selection method since the publication of his bestseller How to Choose the Sex of Your Baby in the 1960s. You can still purchase the book from the Amazon.com. Although his claims to a 75 to 90% success rate have never been proven, the method has the advantages of being natural, low cost, and reasonably easy to implement for any couple. The Schuetl's method is based on the assumption that male sperm cells are faster but more fragile than female sperm cells. In order to get pregnant with a boy, you therefore have to create conditions that favor the fast-moving male sperm rather than the more robust female sperm. Here is how. Intercourse close to ovulation. The most important element in the Schuetl's method is intercourse timing. Because male sperm cells are moving faster, having intercourse as closely to ovulation as possible increases the chance that a male sperm will reach the egg first. On the other hand, intercourse in the days before ovulation will increase the likelihood of having a girl because the female sperm cells live longer. There will be more female than male sperm around when the egg is finally released and ready to be fertilized. As a result, Schuetl's recommends uses a condom or avoiding intercourse during the last 4 to 5 days before ovulation, except the now or never intercourse, which should take place no more than 12 hours before ovulation. Create the right vaginal pH for conceiving a boy. As a general rule, sperm cells thrive in alkaline, high pH environments and dislike acidic, low pH conditions. According to Schuetl's, a low vaginal pH will kill the weaker male sperm first, favoring the more robust female sperm. In order to get pregnant with a boy, you should therefore strive to create a more alkaline vaginal environment. Here are a few of the methods you can try. Choose the right love-making position. The area around your cervix is more alkaline than the entrance to your vagina. Making love in a position which allows deep penetration, such as the doggy style, will make sure that the sperm is released as closely to the cervix as possible, which favors the male sperm cells. Have an orgasm. When you have an orgasm, the cervical mucus inside your vagina becomes more alkaline and creates a bit better environment for male sperm. Ideally, the woman should climax before the male partner. Men keep cool and drink coffee to increase your chances of getting pregnant with a boy. Schuetl's recommends that the male partner try to keep his testicles cool. Again, a lawyer uh, sacral temperature is good for sperm in general, but male sperm will get a greater benefit than the more resistant female sperm. Use boxer shorts instead of briefs. Avoid tight clothing in general and avoid hot bath, uh, saunas, and heated car seats. Dr. Shittles also believed that a couple cups of coffee or another caffeinated drink 15 to 30 minutes before intercourse would give both male and female sperm an extra boost, but that male sperm would be most favored, worth trying. Other tips for conceiving a boy. While Dr. Shittle's method remains the preference for trying to influence the gender of your baby naturally, here are a couple bonus tips that the good doctor might not have been aware of. Eat your breakfast. A British study of the relationship between women's diet and the gender of their babies found that breakfast cereal was the only food item strongly associated with infant sex. Women producing male infants consumed more breakfast cereal than those with female infants. The study also found that individual mothers had a greater chance of having baby boys if their overall energy intake was high prior to conception. So, if you are hoping to get pregnant with a boy, that is not the right time to go on a diet, and definitely don't skip your breakfast. How to conceive a boy naturally 7 proven ways. Selecting your baby's gender is possible with or without medical help. So, if you are looking for more affordable and more convenient tips on how to conceive a boy naturally, diet changes and sex position should be the first ones to research. There are lots of foods known to increase the chances of giving birth to a baby boy, and there are several positions known to favor the fertilization of eggs by the male sperm. Thus, if you are interested in learning how to conceive a baby boy with no expensive treatments and visit to your gynecologist, you should take a look at the recommendations and suggestions. How to conceive a boy naturally with blessed thistles. Blessed thistles is not very known as a fertility booster, although this plant is extremely efficient in increasing the chances of getting pregnant with a male baby. The herb is very rich in potassium and sodium, minerals that are essential for the male sperm to survive inside the vagina, travel towards the ovaries, and fertilize the egg eventually. The plant should be taken not only before getting pregnant but before conception, as well as it keeps the internal environment nourished and highly fertile. Available as dietary supplement, this plant is safe even when used by pregnant women, so it's great addition to your daily menu if you are looking for solution and on how to get pregnant with a boy naturally. How to get pregnant with a boy by listening to your body. Scientists agree that the best way to increase the chances of giving birth to a baby boy is to have intimate relationships around the ovulation date, and this is when the fertile male sperm has higher chances of fertilizing the egg. But if you are not willing to invest in ovulation kits to track basal body temperature or watch for changes in your cervical mucus, you can simply pay attention to the other changes that usually accompany this period of the month. Lots of women experience pain in the lower abdomen near ovulation, and their breasts become more tensed and painful. Thus, you can easily guess your most fertile period by only listening to your body and having sex with when these signs occurs. How to conceive a baby boy by eating potato skin. Potato skin is not actually the tastiest food, but studies have shown this product is very rich in nutrients that can increase the chances of getting pregnant with a baby boy. The main argument of this theory is the alkaline character of potato skin despite the highly acidic pH of potatoes. Sweet potatoes are more alkaline than regular ones, so if you don't like the skin, you can replace it with sweet potatoes or with squash or zucchini, which provide similar nutrients, thus can also increase the odds of conceiving a male baby. Natural ways to conceive a boy: alkaline showers. A less popular yet used method for determining the baby's gender and increasing the chance of getting pregnant with a male baby is alkalizing the vaginal environment through douching using specific products that make the reproductive tract more alkaline can boost the chances for male sperm to fertilize the egg, as female sperm doesn't survive for too long in alkaline environments. However, note that internal douching is not good for your baby when done too often, as it can alter the bacterial equilibrium of your reproductive tract, increasing the risk of developing infections. So make sure to only use this method from time to time and don't rely solely on it. Positions to conceive a boy: the spoons. Although there is no scientific evidence to sustain this theory, lots of people believe having sex in the spoon position with the female on the left of her partner increase the chance of conceiving a baby boy. How to make a baby boy? Obviously, variations of such position are quite likely to produce the same effects according to popular wisdom. This position does allow for deep penetration, thus male sperm carrying the Y chromosomes can be placed closer to the ovaries and fertile eggs. The closer sperm is to the cervix, the more likely it is for conception to take place, and male sperm has the advantage of swimming faster than female sperm once inside the vaginal tract. How to make a baby boy with papaya? Citrus fruits are incorrectly considered acid when in fact they can actually alkalinize the internal environment, making it more likely to sustain the conception and development of a baby boy. Papaya is an excellent example of an alkaline food that can enhance fertility and boost the chances of getting pregnant with a male baby. Very rich in minerals, vitamins, and fibers, papaya fruits can be consumed as they are in smoothies, fresh fruit, salads, and homemade juices, or even as puree with fish assortments that are high in omega-3 fatty acids and proteins. Diet to conceive a boy: rich in quinoa. Another good choice for people looking for solutions to how to conceive a boy naturally is quinoa, food that works by lowering acidity of the stomach and bodily fluids, implicitly of the cervical mucus, thus increase the chances of getting pregnant with a baby boy. Quinoa is healthier than white rice and lots of grains and pastries, so you can safely incorporate it in your weekly menu. 100 grams of this food provide 318 mg of potassium, 31 mg of calcium, 13 mg of sodium, as well as iron, zinc, and other minerals that are important for increasing the odds of conceiving a male baby. Three ways on how to get baby boy naturally. In this beautiful chance, I will let you know about how to get baby boy naturally. It will be very useful for you if you want to have a son. You don't need to use any medical ways to be able to get the baby boy, because you can get the baby boy naturally if you know how to do it. In this video, the ways I give to you is really great ways because they can help you in making the reality to get the baby boy. Commonly, many couples want to have the first baby with the boy gender. For that, you should understand on how to get baby boy with the natural way to turn your hope into a reality. Some important ways to get the baby boy. Predictor kit. You can use the predictor kit to calculate your ovulation period. It is very important to be done because if you know when is your ovulation period, you can get the baby boy. You may have the big question about this. Some people didn't know about the relation between the ovulation period and the baby boy. Actually, from this way, you will know the time of the release of the luteinizing hormone. After you know the time of this LH, you should have the sex before the release of the hormone. If you do after the release of the LH, it will have the chance to get the baby girl, because the sperm that can live longer is the girl sperm. You should have sex before the time of the evolution. The position of the sex. The fact the sex position will affect the gender of the baby. This is because the penetration will affect the sperm distance to the cervix. If you want to have the baby boy, your partner should make the penetration deeper, because the Y chromosome is quicker than the X chromosome, but it can live longer. Do you know what is Y chromosome? Well, every human has two chromosomes. Y chromosome comes to the boy, and then X chromosome is in the girl. Decrease the acidity and pH. The low acidity and pH will cause the baby boy. Actually, the sperm can't survive longer in the highly acid vagina. To know the acidity of your vagina, you can buy the pH test strip. This tool can be bought in the health food store. Using this tool is very easy, because you can know the acidity of your vagina by taking the cervical mucus to put in this tool. If your vagina pH is 7.5 until 9, it means that you have the good chance to have the baby boy. Then to decrease the acidity and pH, you should consume some food that contains the alkaline. Those are cabbage, green beans, garlic, radish, spinach and the others. Those are the vegetables with the green leaves. You should avoid consuming the acidic foods such as eggs, yogurt, cheese, milk, ice cream and the others. However, you may consume the acidic foods such as red meat, salty snacks and caffeine. These foods are very good because they help you to get the pregnant faster for the baby boy. These are 3 ways on how to get baby boy naturally. Hopefully it can be useful.